All right. Let me make sure. Can everybody hear me? Had some issues with the mic earlier. Hopefully this is coming through, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Somebody give me like a 1 in the chat. Hopefully this is this is working. I don't even know if this is working. Hello. Okay, it's going up and down. All right, let's rock and roll. Crazy day. But today I've got three stories. Well, not three stories. One story, one story, one update, and then some listing reviews. So without further ado, let's get into it. So had an interesting story happen just now. And it brought me back to a funny story. Whenever we bought our first rental, we had a guest. So the day of closing, well, I think it was the day of closing. The day of closing makes the story a little bit better if it's day of closing. We were at the property. Me, my wife, and her sister were at the property getting like the keys, the garage openers, like getting all the admin stuff out of the property from the prior manager. And at this point, like we didn't have any of the softwares connected. The calendar had been open. There were some future reservations that we were going to inherit. But the funny part about it was I was outside like doing work, organizing stuff, like getting used to the property just because I was obviously going to manage it. And then my wife and sister inside just chilling on the couch, like chilling, literally feet kicked up on the couch. And somebody walked in the front door. And from my perspective, I was outside doing some work. They both came running out. They're just panic all over their face. They were like, "Holy crap, somebody's here." I'm like, "Okay, like it's probably a guest. Like just assume it's a guest." And this is where I came up with the idea of like everybody is a guest. Every single person you see at a rental is a guest 100%. Just assume it is, even if it's like a cleaner or a handyman or like an electrician or some type of service at the property. Always treat them like they were the guest and assume they are the guest. Because if you don't, if you're like, "Oh, you're the cleaner," and they're the guest, they're going to be like, no. They're going to be pissed off because they're going to be like, "What are you talking about? This place should be clean." So long story short, if you always assume everybody's a guest, then when you run into somebody that is not the guest and you assume they're the guest, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm just the cleaner. I'm part of the management company. Like I'm just here to touch up X, Y, and Z." They'll tell you, but guests do not know that, and they are not used to that question. Everybody else is in this trade. If you're using like a vendor or cleaner or things like that. So lesson here: everybody is a guest. Treat everybody like a guest, and assume everybody is a guest. My wife did not. She literally ran outside and she's like, "Oh my God, I assumed it was a cleaner." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, let me just handle this. Just get out of here. I'll talk to him." So, funny story. That guest luckily gave me a 5-star review. Thank goodness, because that was the first guest so it was a last minute reservation. This was right around the hurricane. They had to evacuate Asheville, needed a place to stay for like 4 nights. So I kind of stumbled into a last minute reservation with that, but it was good, but very scary to begin with. That's the story number 1. Number 2, kind of an update. We are going to be hiring an executive assistant, EA or personal assistant, call it what you will. And I'm going to kind of get into a little bit of like what we're looking at and the roles and responsibilities of that person. And then the third thing today, we're going to be looking at listing reviews. So I made a post on my Facebook for a free complimentary listing audit. Audit sounds so bad. So I just said listing review of like the first 3 people to comment and drop their listing down below win a free audit live. And I'm going to send these to 3 people. So Brittany, Evan, and Nicole, you guys are the winners. Thank you for commenting. We had like maybe 9 or 10 comments. So I might do the other ones like one-on-one, maybe. I don't know. But Brittany, Evan, Nicole, you guys are the winners. I'm going to do it live here today. But first and foremost, I'm going to be, if you have interacted with me via email or Slack or anything like that, I'm just terrible with getting back to people. So I read this book, Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. And he said one of the first people you should hire is an executive assistant. So an EA is an executive assistant. We actually interviewed a couple of people the last couple of weeks, talked to our STR team that sources all of our VAs for us. Our entire team of VAs have come from the same company. If you want to connect, just let me know. I will make the intro. They are awesome. So the executive assistant hire is beginning to start, and then I wrote down just a job description. But man, it is very hard to hire for an executive assistant because they're a Swiss Army knife. They're going to be doing so many different things. It's like trying to replicate yourself, and like most of us hosts and like business owners, like you just a lot of just head down focus, like get stuff done, and there's usually no SOPs. I'm a big process person. Like everything has steps to do from start to finish to make sure they're complete. I'm going to be spending a lot of this week and next week just hammering out all the SOPs of everything. So a couple big things that I'm excited about with this EA executive assistant hire is in 6 months, one of my goals, 6 months, never to answer an email again. So to where my executive assistant is able to answer 100% of my emails. I'm going to have to document so much. It's going to be ridiculous, but never answer an email again. That's one of my goals in 6 months. Create projections. So when properties come into us to manage, like I want the projection like shell to be created. Like the template, it's the same template, put in the cleaning fee, put in the lawn care fee, put in the square foot that builds out the formulas, like does all those calculations. I want to just be able to show up to a meeting and open, make a couple clicks, open it, audit it, and then roll with the punches versus like 20 minutes before I'm having to like create the projections, duplicate it, add it to their Google Drive, like update it in our CRM, like doing all that. I'm going to have everything done. Creating some marketing material. That's one thing that I am really excited about. And not only the creation of it, but like the editing and the post-production. That's always the thing that I struggle with. I don't know if you guys are the same, but like I'm sitting on so much content like this. I mean, I do a weekly Q&A every week, and I probably have posted 2 clips from the entire thing. And there's so much good value in this that I am dropping the ball. I don't have enough time to do it and to make the edits to a point where the quality is high enough for me to release it. So answering my Slack messages, emails, doing some personal things for it, like probably scheduling flights, meal prep. I want to get to a point where I just like don't have to do anything, like schedule the cleaner at my house, shop for me, like all that stuff. That's a future thing. But without further ado, let's get into point number 3, the listing reviews. This is actually something that I've had multiple people reach out and ask for. I've charged a decent amount of money to audit a listing. I'm going to do 3 complimentary for you guys. So let me share my screen. Also, if you guys didn't see last week, I went through my most used standard operating procedures. Once again, I'm a very SOP heavy person. I went through literally one by one and talked through everything. I didn't give them away because I sell that in our program because we've probably put in like 300, 400 hours of SOPs of work. So if you want to buy it, like feel free, go for it, run for it. But I went through some of the biggest ones from start to finish, kind of explaining everything. So go check that replay out. All right, listing review. Brittany, you are the first one. I am excited because I love. We actually went here for our vacation, our family vacation last year. Corolla. I used to call it Corolla, but I'm pretty sure it is Corolla. But anyways, so let's kind of jump into this one. So first of all, a couple first things, like guest favorite. That's freaking awesome. Like good work, Brittany. Obviously 5 stars out of 30 reviews. Like you were doing something very, very right. That is freaking awesome. Good for you. So here, Corolla is at Corolla. I think it's Corolla. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure you guys will. But this is a beach town in North Carolina. But I'll go through. I haven't prepped. I want this to be as authentic and raw as possible, just from like, I'm going to fire away a couple things here. But Legacy Beach Club at Whalehead. I honestly don't really know what that means. And from a guest perspective, I don't know if people will know what that means. So maybe tweaking that. I do like Legacy Beach Club. That sounds fancy, but I don't know if that's like a common spot to go. Corolla OBX. So same thing here. Like I think that's maybe a little redundant because if people are searching for Corolla, like they're already searching for that in the search bar. Like they're typing in Corolla or whatever. So maybe a little redundant. Maybe a little redundant there. I would probably do like what's included, like what makes this place unique. I haven't seen it yet, but a lot of these like cute, urban, like those words were okay. I like to do like super, super unique, like hot tub, pool, game room, things like that. Like 1 minute from beach or beachfront. I don't know if this is yet, but I haven't looked at the photos, but a couple things there. So small thing here, maybe tweaking that if it's working, great. If just ignore that. We'll go into the photos here in a sec. I mean, guest favorite, awesome. Top 5% of homes. That's freaking awesome. Good for you. All right, let's go through the photos. That's usually the first thing that a guest will do immediately. So, all right. One thing here, I've flip-flopped on this photo tour a lot. I am in the camp of remove the photo tour altogether. And what the photo tour is, for people that doesn't know what that is, Airbnb kind of forced it for a little while and then they backed it off. So essentially it groups the photos into rooms, into photo, like a tour of the property. So I get it from a functional standpoint where you've got, like, if I want to look at the dining room, I literally just have to click the dining room and it goes to that. But from a marketing perspective, which this is the most important factor of your listing, is the marketing of your listing. People only look at average on your top 13 photos. And this is why I think it's so important, because when you turn on the photo tour, you disable the ability to auto select your best 13 photos at the very top. So there's a workaround that you can do to do it. I'm not going to go into this video because it's a little additional step, but I would probably turn off the photo tour. I've started to do that at all of our properties. And if you see one that is not, it's probably just because our team hasn't got to it yet. So what this does, it essentially forces, I mean, you can see here a photo tour, but it forces you to go room by room, which from a chronological standpoint, it does like give the guests a good idea of what these rooms look like, but you can't really curate from a marketing perspective how you want to tell a story with your photos. So for that reason, I'm out. All right, kitchen. I mean, beautiful, like updated kitchen. This place is nice. I really like these photos. It shows you exactly what's included. Now, from managing it when things get broken, like that's the whole nother conversation. But I do like that dining area. That's good. It's a bedroom. Yeah, I usually like to have like one angle from each corner of the room. So like if 3-4 corners, looks like all that is taken care of. Same thing here. There's one corner. There's another one. There's another. This kind of a detail shot, which I go back and forth on some of these detail shots. Not specifically that one, but just like, do I think they're worth it? Nicely renovated here. Bathroom 2, and then we get to like the patio, the outdoor area. So a lot of people book, especially beach vacation, is like because they want to be close to the beach, right? So the outdoor amenities, obviously the indoor needs to look good, but this is like, I'm on probably photo 20 and I have yet to see the beach, which that is the biggest reason why I'm booking this place. So that's it's a cool little thing. So that's a big reason why I don't like the photo tours, because you can't really curate it. I mean, this is really cool, but I'd probably say 50% of people don't even get this far down this list because they look at the first 13 photos. All right. And then now it's proximity to beach. Like now I'm trying to find the answer, which I'm very patient. Guests are probably not. So additional photos. So here we go. I don't know if I could probably look in here and okay, here we go. This is good right here. Drone photos, a lot of drone photos actually. I mean, you could probably get away with like 2 of those, but this gets a good idea of like, okay, I'm not beachfront for this condo, but it looks like I'm walkable. I don't know how far that is, but I am at least walkable to the beach. Okay, that gives me proximity to the lighthouse. That's a pretty cool shot right there. I like that. Actually, this is an even better one right here. I mean, maybe even overlay here, like 0.3 from the beach, 0.2 from the lighthouse. We actually went to this lighthouse. So I know exactly where this is at. This is a great freaking spot, honestly. If you're watching, yeah, so these are cool. I like that shot. Maybe move that one up. Anyways, so those are kind of the photos. There is a lot of photos here, which I like to be thorough, but maybe 88. I usually shoot 40 to 50, maybe 60 on some of our like bigger, more amenity listings. All right, so that's enough on the photos. I think let's spend some time on the top 5. So this is really cool. You've got 2 of the beach, which obviously the beach is probably number 1. You got 1 of the lighthouse, and then 1 of like a detail shot here. I would probably swap this detail for, I mean, I always like to say like diversify your first 5 photos, because that's like you want people to click into your photos. So the first 5 have to absolutely catch them. So we've got 2 of the beach, which I'm not opposed to having more than 1 of the beach photos, but I like the little creativity here. But I would definitely swap out that one. The lighthouse, once again, it goes back to like, who's your market? Do people know that there are lighthouses in Corolla? I did not know that before going there. So I learned something going to this listing. Beautiful indoor spot, but I would probably swap that number 4 photo and maybe even add one of those like outdoor fire pits. Patio, probably one of those, like this one, maybe at night or something. I mean, that's a pretty cool shot. I do like the outdoor photo here. It's got curb appeal, and honestly, maybe even something like this. But anyways, let's go back to the listing. So I'm spending all my time on the top part of the listing because that is the most important part. We haven't even got into like pricing and minimum stays, but 2 beds, 6 guests, 2-2. I think that's a good ratio. I'd probably say most 2-2s have like 6 guests. Anything over that's probably a little too much. Let's go into the calendar. Once again, I haven't looked at really any of this before. So I would assume July, most of August is booked because this is you make your money in 2-3 months. All right. So it looks like 3-night minimum, a month out. Okay. Without the comp set, it's really hard to gauge like if 600 a night is pricey. I don't really know. But the minimum night stays, can I clear? Okay, there we go. Hopefully it's not too small for you guys. What's like a weekday? Same 3-day minimum. Hopefully you have like a 7-night min, because that's usually the booking window for beach towns. Let's just spot check like Thanksgiving. We actually just redid all of our minimum stays. I think probably 3 days on Thanksgiving is a little too low, and 3 days on Christmas is probably a little too low. Actually, too low for pricing and minimum night stays. Actually, I would probably change this right now. So, just a couple things that I noticed here. So no pets. Pets bring more revenue, and you pertain to 33% more travelers as well. So something to definitely consider there. All right, 63 amenities. That's good. I usually shoot for like 50 to 60 minimum. If you're in like the 30, 40s, you probably just haven't checked the boxes yet, but it's something to definitely look at. And I'm not going to go through the reviews. I think that's enough of the kind of breakdown. Yeah, I mean, Brittany, you're freaking crushing it. 4.98, almost 50 reviews. Like good work there. Let's peep at the rules. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. No parties, quiet hours, no commercial photography, no smoking. Yeah, so I mean, this listing is pretty well optimized. I mean, honestly, a couple small tweaks, and I think you're freaking in a really good spot. I think probably the pricing of Mennonite Stays is the biggest opportunity here. Listing looks great. Photos look awesome. Maybe doing the photo tour and then looking at upping some of the Mennonite Stays and the pricing for your holidays, because people will start booking. I think we got 3 bookings for Christmas this week. So make sure those are optimized. All right, Brittany, let me know if you have any questions. We will jump to the next one. Evan, thank you for sending your listing in. Once again, haven't looked at these at all, but I just want to kind of make this as raw as possible. If you guys have questions, we've got like 4 or 5 people on here. If you have questions about either the listings or this is meant to give back, so any question about hosting is on the table. All right, Cross Lake, Minnesota. I have no freaking clue where Cross Lake, Minnesota is. Let's learn a little bit. Lower Whitefish Lake. Okay, between 2 lakes. Actually, are you waterfront? Might be waterfront. It'd be sweet if this is. Yeah, no clue where this is. Minnesota. All right, let's get back to it. So lakefront, yes. Pontoon, game room, summer. I mean, this is literally perfect. This is exactly what I was saying in the other one. The summer fun vibes, that's okay, but this, I mean, freaking crushed it. Lakefront, pontoon, game room, like that is exactly, if I am a host, this is probably like a family vacation. If I were to guess just by the first 5 photos, I'm looking for fun things to do in the property and outside the property. I don't hate this. Just it's a good use of real estate. If there's something else in the listing, which we'll find. 3 bedrooms, 6 beds. So 2 beds per bedroom, 2 baths, and then 10 guests. So good little ratio here. I'll usually do like 2 times the amount of bedrooms plus like 1 to 3, depending on how big the space is. So if like this one would be times 2 is 6, plus like 1 to 3 is 7 to 10. So this is probably on the upper range, but this house does look big. So you've probably got a lot of sleeping arrangement. Once again, another guest favorite, like freaking awesome, dude. Crushing it. Looks like a newer listing, but 5 stars for the first 9. That is, the first 10 are the most important ones. So you definitely have gotten off to a great start here, Evan. Good job. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. So this does not have the photo tour. Let me actually go back to this and show you a live example. So photo tour, and then it's got all the different rooms. Here, you're jumping into the photos. So let me kind of go back. I don't know if you noticed that, but it just jumps right into the photos. So Evan has either disabled it or hasn't updated the photos since the photo tour was really pushed. But either way, this is a really good example. So Evan, you can actually curate the story that you want to tell. So this is probably the money shot. Like you got a sweet room here, you got wallpaper, you got a TV, you got a pool table, you got some Pac-Man over here, some seating area. Like this is a freaking sweet room. I want to spend some time in here. And then you kind of walk down. So I'm getting a different like feel because I'm seeing the best photos first, probably. It looks like it. Nice out, nice open living room. So this is definitely a cabin feel. Entire cabin? Okay, I didn't see that. All right, cabin vibes. I mean, it's like a modern cabin here. Really cool design. You got some layered textures here. You've got. Okay, so this is the lakefront. I think I care, don't care. It's funny. I think you could probably do this a little bit better, and hopefully there's maybe some drone photos. I love drone photos at lake properties. They do wonders, and mountain properties. Actually, I just love drone photos altogether. But this is like a very kind of limited view of the lake. It is awesome that it looks like it is lakefront, which the title confirms. But you're on photo number 4 and you're already getting to like the big things, which is freaking awesome. Good work. Golden tee. I'm actually looking for golden tee right now. Pool table. Yep. Kind of honing in these lifestyle photos of the kids playing, going back to the living room. Like you're telling a story here, which is awesome. This looks like maybe the basement. Same thing here. Yeah. Okay. So this, I mean, good photos. Is this? Oh, this is the other side of the game room. Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah. This is a cool room. Yeah, I like the lights over here. I bet at night it looks pretty cool. In the seating area, I mean that's a pretty good photo right there too. Okay, so as we kind of go down, and as you can tell, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but like I'm without the photo tour, I'm like hanging on the listing longer. Like hang time is a really big marketing term, and Airbnb has rewarded listings that make the hang time high because that shows the algorithm that this property is very important. It's like it's making people stop and scroll and like spend time. So the photo tour is it's pros and cons, but I think it makes people like connect the dots a little bit, which can be a bad thing, but I think overall the photo tour is awesome. So now we're getting into like some of those like, bottom half. That's interesting. I think it's the first time I've seen that in the listing. So that's where we're putting people right here, which is not a bad thing. Hopefully it's probably kids. Seems like it with a lot of the games kind of tailored towards the kids. Yeah. So kind of rounding it out once again. I probably won't. I did not expect the outside to look like this. I probably want more outdoor photos actually. So we got 47, like good number. I'm 40 to 50 to 60 maybe. I want a drone shot. Like I would get a drone shot, and then this looks like was snowing at the time, which probably in big seasonal markets like this, I would get summer photos and then winter photos. Like this is like if I'm looking at this, it looks cold. Like it got snow on the ground. I can see the lake. I like the photo itself, but I just want it in the summer when the trees are green, the grass is green, and it feels warm. And then what I'll strategically do is summer, I'm loading the summer photos. Winter, I'm loading the winter photos. And I'm pushing up the seasonal photos of those 1,000%. 1,000%. And then I'm getting some drone photos in here for sure and moving those up to the top. Because like from this, I think we've got maybe one or two photos of the lake. Like how far is that? Are there steps? Like, is my, grandma going to be able to go down to the lake? Like, there's a lot of questions in my head about this, especially if I'm booking this place that's lakefront. Like, I want to have these questions answered for sure before booking. But I mean, dude, this place is sick. Like, if you're watching this is this probably rakes it in. I know nothing about Cross Lake, but the property itself is probably, I'd say 75 to maybe 100, 120, if I had to guess. Okay, so great start so far. I really wouldn't change much. We didn't even look at the description on the other one. We'll go through it here. All right, so we got a nice little overview, some amenities, pontoon, leisure. Oh yeah, pontoon. Where's the pontoon photo? Pontoon for leisure spin. So it was actually in the title as well, which I totally forgot about. If I didn't look at the title, I would have not known there was a pontoon available. So I would probably, when you get photos, again, get the pontoon photo as well. Do some drone, do some seasonals as well. Fireworks provided, love that. Okay, love the like plus marks over here. Kind of breaks it out. I mean, plenty of detail, other things to know. Yeah, I mean, this is good. I probably wouldn't change that much at all. You got the room breakdown, which here is awesome. 67 amenities. It looks like you've checked all the boxes. All right, let's look at some minimum nights. Sweet. I mean, July's booked up. We've got one day here. I mean, you got August booked up as well. I guess maybe a lot of. I wonder if I don't know if this is peak season or not for this, but I mean, by 800 a night, what day of the week was 810? So it's a Sunday. What's a weekend? It's a weekend here. 1,000 So hang on, 800 during the week. 800 for Sunday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday, and then 1,000. I either think the weekends are underpriced or the weekdays are overpriced here. Based on that, let's get another sample size. So 3-night minimum here. Looks like you're booked. I would probably make this a 2 to grab this weekend, and if you get more, great. But I think a 3 to a Saturday to a Tuesday is a very odd stay. Okay, so it looks like definitely seasonal for August. September's only 600 a night. Let's see, what are these? 3-night minimum. 700-800. Yeah, okay. So it's a pretty good skew. So similar, yeah, I mean similar priced. So let's look at like Christmas. Yeah, same thing here. This is probably underpriced and under minimum night stayed. I would probably be pretty pissed if I got this reservation. You might think I'm crazy, but I mean, some of these July nights are $1,000 a night. So I definitely wouldn't sell Christmas. 3-night men, it's too low. We have like 6 or 7s already. Yeah, so that's I mean that's better. 700. I'd probably be 6 months out. You know, $8,000-9,000 a night for that, but haven't booked it yet. So that's good. There's still definitely time. So honestly, I mean, not much here. Like these are pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Evan, if you're watching this, thank you for joining in on this review. Let's go to Nicole's. All right, so Nicole's bungalow in Charlotte. Whoop, whoop. Let's go. All right, walkable historic bungalow. Once again, probably know it's a bungalow if it's here. Probably a little redundant here with fenced yard, dog okay. Like love those. That's big. You know, you're pertaining to that traveler. Walkable. I'd be curious. Historic. To me, that says this property's old. We will see. I haven't looked at the photos, but that's one thing I don't love that word. We've used it and we've probably pulled it from most of it. Walkable. That's awesome. That's a good one. All right. So kind of layout. You got 2 beds, 2 bedrooms, 2 beds, and then 1 bath, 5 guests there. So kind of similar to my 2X goal. 2 beds. Yeah, I'd probably do 5. 6 is probably pushing a little bit if there's only 1 bath. If there's 2 baths, I would definitely push the limit. And then, I mean, freaking awesome work again. I mean, these you guys don't even need my help. I was expecting to see some like 4.8, 4.7s on this list. I should be taking advice from you. This is awesome. Good work. All right, 5 stars, 178. I mean, top 1%. Who's this? Nicole. Great freaking job. I should be taking advice from you. All right, let's jump into the photos. All right, we're back to the photo tour. And we're jumping into the living room. I'm going to kind of scan these. A lot of color. You know, you got some reds. I like this fireplace. Yeah, a lot of colors. That's a good photo right there. Is this? Yeah, this is the same room, just looking the different way. Yeah, okay. Kitchen, some detail shots, the cups. So little bungalow. Yeah, makes sense. Once again, a lot of color here. I like the color. So this opens there. Oh man, that right there. This is the money shot right here. Maybe not this one, but this outdoor area is awesome. Whoa, this opens to a bedroom. Oh man. All right, let's get it. This is good right here. Oh, okay. So that opens to that bedroom. Okay, got it. This is a freaking sweet house. So this is the back. Okay, so this is the back side. Definitely get looks like maybe an old iPhone photo. You can tell by it's a little blurry. Get a new one. This is a really cool part of the house. That one is, I think that might be one of the hero photos, but that's a really cool shot. I mean, this too. This is the front. Looks like the front of the house. Okay, so this is outside again. Yeah, so that's the one. What we got here? Okay, you do have that first one as. I wish the fireplace, like I wish kind of crop it to like only see this left 2/3. I mean, that's a pretty cool photo too. Man, I see like heaters out here, string lights out here, have like a little night photo here. That would be kind of like this, but well lit, more lit up. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking here. Yeah, this is a really cool spot. Redo that one. I don't really know what if this is the backyard, man, I would hot tub, string lights, fire pit all day, every day. I'd be doing that in every house. I like this photo. This is a cool photo. Maybe make it in the top 5 there. Maybe that one. One of those. Indoors. I mean, the star of the show is definitely that outdoor area, for sure. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you're freaking killing it. 160 reviews, 5-star, like great freaking work. You know what you're doing hosting wise. I just think touching up a couple of these like would go a long way. I don't even know if you need it, to be honest with you. You've gained so much momentum. Like, not sure if you would really see the benefit there. Maybe adding to like your length of stay and revenue. You're probably getting every weekend and probably some weekdays booked. We'll check the calendar here in a second. But getting that like Sunday to Wednesday, that's always where all the profit is at. All right. Love the bullet points. Once again, like I mentioned on the other one, gives a spatial breakdown from a marketing perspective, dog friendly, probably get a ton of pet reservations. Maybe a little thin on the space, but yeah, once again, like I'm not sure I would really tweak much here. Okay, amenities. Okay, yep, you've got 60 some. You've probably checked these. You've actually got the Wi-Fi one done. Great work. Got the details. Yeah, I mean you're off to a freaking great start here. Let's the next part of this, like so that's the listing part. The listing is optimized. Like probably not much I would change there. Now the second part of this puzzle is really the revenue management strategy. So if a listing is optimized with no revenue management strategy, you're going to get Friday and Saturday booked and you're going to be vacant for the rest of the week. Or if you have a solid revenue management strategy and you have a bad listing, you'll still get booked if you know what you're doing and with handling the calendar. But when you combine both of those into one, it is a winning formula. So, all right. So we got a couple dates in July. So this is next week, isn't it? Yeah, next week. I would maybe make that 1 night men, 2 night men this far out on a weekday. Nobody's partying on a Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Probably make that one. That seems pretty high, but you've got a cleaning fee in here as well, so maybe not that high. All right, we have actually. I mean, August is wide open. September's either booked or closed. I would hope that is booked. It looks like a booking because there's some, a week in October and then the end of August. So hopefully that's a booking for your sake. Because that'd be a solid freaking booking. So that's awesome. October's open, and then we got another. Oh wait, this might be closed. It's closed after that. So probably a 6-month booking window. I always do like a 9 to 12-month booking window just to get some of those holidays. Price Labs doesn't push prices past, I think, 12 months. They're 12 or 18. I think Vrbo's maybe 12, Airbnb's 18. But I would probably open this calendar up a little bit just because like we got 3 bookings for Christmas this week. So if we aren't open, then obviously people can't book for those nights. So I can't spot check prices there. Let's look at for some August. So two night men, pretty low rates. Whoa, 5-night men. Is that right? The 5-night men. Probably a little aggressive there. I mean, a month out, you're probably getting into like 3-night men territory, like this weekend is. Actually, this is 2. So probably when you go from 2 nights to 5 nights, definitely look at that. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or what. Where do you? Okay, so that's a 5-night men. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it starts here, or it starts the 18th of 5-night men. Five is probably too much. We usually tier it down. We've got like 3 or 4 tiers, but I think that's probably a little too strict. Let's look at, I mean, October, like I could see it October, like that's okay. I probably, usually weekdays are lower men's, like let's say a 3-night men, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday through Thursday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday have like a 4-nighter. But yeah, and once again, like this is just my perspective. I'd probably say maybe they're going for like midterm rentals, because 5 nights that far out, like it's not that pricey. That's including cleaning fees. That's not that bad. From the guest perspective, from the host perspective, like that's good. So I think probably some work here with the revenue management side, the dynamic pricing, if you do have dynamic pricing. But I mean, the hosting side, you're freaking killing it. Like, look at these reviews. I was wondering where this was. Okay, yeah, I know exactly where that's at. So Nicole, great job. I outside of those, don't really have much more to offer you. Any questions on any of this? This has been a lot. I feel like I've been talking for a while. This has been 45 minutes. So appreciate you guys for sticking with me. If not, I am jumping off here to grab some dinner. Cool. All right. I am out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to be the resource that I wanted whenever I first started hosting, and I'm just giving away a lot of this for free. If you're still watching now, I have a free school community. Shoot me a message on Instagram, Caleb W. Shore.